This month of things, October 5th, 2018. See one, pick one.
Hello, I'm Fox, and this is This Month in Things. I am the technical evangelist of Losant, and every month we try to bring you some interesting and important information you need on IoT. It's always quick, useful, and informative. Let's dive in. As IoT gets cheaper, we will see some use cases that are typically for larger companies expand to a broader reach. One example of this is energy consumption. Last month, we talked about how Google's DeepMind was able to save a bunch of money by connecting their heating and cooling hardware in their data centers and using AI to monitor and control usage. But with the growth of IoT, it's cool to see how this could affect companies like small manufacturers. Companies like IKEA are already doing this today, but using low-cost sensors, these small manufacturers can actually monitor the cost of product production, or using this data, optimize the creation of the product itself around energy usage. This use case is pretty interesting, and there is more to explore in the story below. According to Gartner, in the second quarter of this year, PC shipments grew globally for the first time in 6 years, and Intel is seeing the result of this. Intel saw their data-centric business grow 25% through June, and cloud revenue grow 43%. The cool part is, this is in direct result of the explosion of IoT and data. As it gets easier and easier to collect and analyze data, and as more use cases get required like edge computing, companies like Intel will benefit and have to keep up with the industry needs. I think this is only the beginning of the growth that we're seeing here. Google released a new API called the Cloud Inference API. This API allows you to send it time series data and then query the API to gain insight from this data to detect things like spikes or other significant happenings. For IoT, this is super valuable because most of the data is time series, and this learning usually requires a data scientist or a team of data scientists. But with this API, more people can collect insights from their data and learn from it and react to it as needed. However, this is not fully available yet. It is currently only in alpha. This month, we saw the first IoT security bill hit California's governor's desk, and people have mixed feelings about it. The law itself is pretty simple. It states that devices need to ship with, and I quote, reasonable security features, which is pretty vague. It also mentions that devices should have unique passwords or require a user to change the default password. But beyond that, the bill doesn't cover much else, and that's why it's getting a lot of pushback. Some IoT researchers claim that it won't do anything for the IoT security problems we're facing because of its loose requirements. However, who knows what will happen, and this is the first law of its kind. And because of the security concerns that are arising in IoT, I'm sure it's not the last. Ethiopia wants to become the first African technocrat government. They want to build a futuristic city to boost economic growth. We've already seen examples of this like Sidewalk Labs in Toronto. However, in Ethiopia, they will start with a city called Bahar Dar, which is the home of one of the first civilizations, and it just so happens to be near the geographic location of Wakanda in Black Panther. Overall, the project will cost $2 to $3 billion and take about 10 years to complete, but the goal is to improve the lives of the people living there and create a ton of jobs. All right, that's all for this month. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Until next time, stay connected.